All right. So one, I'm sweaty because I just finished running, and two, I will say again because I made the Wolf Link theory video. I'm not sure which one will come out first, but I don't know much about this other thing, and I also know that apparently I'm not the first one to think up this theory, but I want to give it out anyways because while digging this, I did. Because I don't know that much about the Legend of Zelda series, though again, it's a series I really want to get into. It really is. I want to get into Legend of Zelda. I want to see if there's any games I want to get. If you guys want to tell me below what good games I should get. I want to try Twilight Princess. I'm definitely going to get Breath of the Wild. Hopefully on the NX. I want to buy the NX if it comes out. Which also, the NX sounds like something that came out during the 90s. But yeah, this theory is basically, where does the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild fit in the timeline? Where I say it is going to make a new timeline, and it is going to merge all three timelines together. And why do I say this? One, for a couple things. I did a little research into everything that's been happening in the Legend of Zelda series so far. I've looked into a lot of it, and definitely about the different timelines, where it's the child timeline, the adult timeline, and the hero lost timeline, fallen timeline, which broke off into the three main timelines that are now. And it seems like Breath of the Wild is pulling a lot of tidbits from everything, but I'm not just saying this just for this. I am going to try to give some backup for this. One are these kakokori animal creatures, these little plant creatures that apparently only appeared in Wind Waker, the adult timeline. Which I find it funny how Twilight Princess is in the child's timeline, but the ones where he looks more like a kid are in the adult timeline. But you have those characters. Which I'm saying because Breath of the Wild 1 seems like it's going to be... It seems like it's a new point. It's a big game. Something like super big like... Sorry, back. But let me try to go. If you know my theory videos, I like to try to have a little bit of a quote-unquote facts that kind of back me up a bit a lot of these times. And so here's kind of my things. One... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking up things about the NX. There's a couple things that I could say would back this up. One being that people are having a little bit of trouble apparently placing the timeline of this, which I guess, yeah, technically we won't know until the game actually comes out. But there's some things that could say, or possibly just say, it's after Wind Waker, being those little... I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. I left for a couple minutes, but... those little plant creatures which come after Wind Waker. That should be a dead giveaway. Okay, it's after Wind Waker. Alright. But then there's also some other things. Actually. Because I'm thinking about these a lot. We have... I'm trying to think. We have different things referencing kind of to other characters as well. Like one, we have the old man, which, you know, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this! That guy. Which they say he might be a descendant of the King of Red Lions, but also, if he is possibly a reference to the original Legend of Zelda, then maybe he's from the Fallen timeline. As well as then having different things like the Sheikah, who play a big giant part in this game, who they say apparently are a very advanced technological race. Though in both Wind Waker and Childhood timeline, the Sheikah are dead. Or that there's barely any, there are of course remnants of them apparently, but they're basically dead. Though apparently they still survive in the Fallen timeline. So if in the Fallen timeline they are still alive, still going on, they would then be able to create more technology, because they apparently are a very highly advanced race with advanced technology, creating things such as the Sheikah Slate or the Sheikah Temples that appear all throughout Hyrule in Breath of the Wild, as well as things that this all again is coming up from a theory that I made just so I could kind of justify, because someone asked, like, well, how does Wolf Link fit in with Breath of the Wild? Like, how does this Link meet his past and meet this Wolf Link? And again, it might be just uncanny, like, oh, just here's a wolf for you to play with because we need a reason for you to get the amiibo. But Wolf Link, like I said, could be Wolf Link is from the childhood time, if I remember correctly. It could be that Wolf Link, for whatever happened to him, whatever happens to, well, because Link gets transferred into the sacred beast or whatnot whenever the Twilight is around, which also some people have theorized or thought that they saw one of those Twilight portals or whatnot from that game in, I believe it was from that game, in the background for the Breath of the Wild, as well as then also kind of thinking, watching all this, I'm sorry if I'm not making any sense. I really am, but this could be a reason, like maybe this is another timeline where, or maybe that's another timeline where Link from Twilight Princess doesn't get changed back and he gets stuck as the wolf for some reason. And for whatever magic or whatever time manipulation happens, because I forget if they say that time during the Twilight moves differently, I'm not sure. But I might be just getting that mixed up with the Sonic RPG, because there has, not really similar, I shouldn't say, because I don't really know that much about the Twilight Princess, so I'm sorry, but yeah. Somehow he gets stuck and then gets as a wolf, but later on is able to live off, I don't know, magic, and he then meets up with he meets up with a new Link in the future, the Breath of the Wild timeline. And a lot of these, okay, yeah, they're just completely and utter speculation. We're saying, yeah, you really don't have that much to ground, do you? No, I really don't think I do. But except for one thing where apparently, I don't know, maybe this was complete rumor or whatever. I at least read on one of the comments that someone said that Nintendo was thinking about doing away with the Zelda timeline. And I would think, well, they could easily just go, okay, none of it connects with anything. It's all just own little things. It's Final Fantasy, where nothing really is connected. It's just similar setup with similar things going on, but this time we just have a same character that pops up in all of these. Fine, we can do that. But it would be kind of cool to make it where if Ocarina was the big thing. People say, like, that's one of the best games out there, one of the best Zelda games, saying that it's basically what started this timeline. It is what started the timeline. Start splitting off. It was one of the bigger titles, the thing that brought Legend of Zelda into 3D graphics and all that jazz. It was like one of the bigger things. So I'm just thinking, well, Breath of the Wild is kind of doing the similar thing, a similar fashion. You have it, and possibly is going to be the launch title for the NX, but you have a game that goes back to the basics of the Legend of Zelda series, which is exploration, going around, exploring everything, all the secrets and whatnot, all around Hyrule. You can go at your own pace. There's no really, at least from what I think from at least what they've said, there's not really that much holding your hand saying, okay, you have to go to this temple now, and then you have to go to that temple, and then you have to go to that temple. No, it's, you can go wherever you want. You can basically do whatever you want. This is your playground that you can just do whatever. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do, well, you have to do something, but we're not going to just throw the story at you. You have to look for the story. And that's awesome. And it's kind of based on a sense, it's a new title that could be like the new thing that defines Legend of Zelda. have it to where this is the final point, and have it to where it merges these three timelines together somehow, possibly being that this giant creature or that energy that swirls around that giant catastrophe or whatever is what throws all the dimensions or all these timelines out of whack and merges them all together. And something that could back this up is being that they are referencing a lot of the different things from all the different timelines, whether it be the little creature, flower creature things, to Link Wolf, to having to having the old man that you first meet in the very first game who says, "It's dangerous to go alone, take this." I just love that song. Having them merge together. We have the Temple of Time, but that also is kind of one of the plot points of that is like part during the split, so we can't really say that means okay it's a certain timeline since that's all through that should be in all three timelines. But yeah, and like the things I'm looking up, I probably should do screen share, but yeah. The things I'm looking at where they show different things from different games, from Twilight Princess or Great Bridge Eldron, Hylia. They bring up all the different creatures, the old man, that's actually from Skyward Sword, that's beforehand. A possible Twilight portal from Twilight Princess, and so on. It would be cool to see in the end that all of these merge together into the Breath of the Wild, which would be the next main timeline. It would stop everyone from caring about what timeline is in. No, it's all going to be one. And not to mention, dimensions is kind of the quote-unquote new thing a little bit, I kind of think. Where you have things like Bioshock Infinite, or you have, well, I guess it's been around a while with DC and stuff, but having different games that take place, quote-unquote, different dimensions, different timelines, and all that jazz. It's always a fun thing to always screw around with. And it would be kind of cool to see that this is what's going to merge all the timelines of Zelda, at least, the timelines that we were shown, merge them all together into one timeline. That way, if they want, like, say, okay, well, we're kind of done. We don't want to do like, oh, this goes here, this goes here. They just get, screw it. If Nintendo is saying screw it, we don't want the timeline anymore, this could be a good way to merge it all together. Where Ocarina of Time was what defined Legend of Zelda for a time afterward, as like the thing that brought it into the 3D era. This will bring Legend of Zelda into the newer era, where you can do bigger things with it. You can have more giant landscapes, all these fun things going on. I don't know, it's just a small little theory I came up with. You can poke holes in all you want. Again, I had sadly not played that much Legend of Zelda. I want to play that more Legend of Zelda. Though from reading a lot of things about like Skyward Sword saying, yeah, Skyward Sword kind of sucks, and I'm like, well, fuck me. I want to get Majora's Mask though for the 3DS. I really do. That is something I really want to do. Majora's Mask for the 3DS, and then Twilight Princess, and then I also want to play the original Legend of Zelda game. And then, of course, Breath of the Wild, which will probably merge together. Which basically means I'm going to pick one part. Well, then again, Wind Waker, they say, is also good, so I might get Wind Waker also. I don't know. I gotta wait and see. But either way, well, I guess if when the NX comes out, the Wii U is going to be pretty dang cheap. So I might buy the Wii U around that time as well. But anyway, I don't know. But either way, thank you everyone so much for watching. Tell me how I'm wrong. Tell me how I screwed this up. Again, I have not played that many Legend of Zelda games. It's a series. Legend of Zelda is a series that I am a fan of, that I have not played any of the games of, sadly. It's a series where I'm like, well, fudge, this game series looks awesome, especially the more history I learn about these characters and more about these things, especially a character who reincarnates and all that stuff. I love that. But either way, Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you want to check more videos that I've done, please click the description below. If you want to check out more theory videos, stuff like that, again, check the links. Check out my theory videos, Steven Universe, Star Wars, and so on. I have a couple theory videos. A couple different theories. Wander Over Yonder? Yeah. But, I have one of those, a bunch of reviews, but either way. Thank you all so much for watching. Watch what videos I've done. Please click the description below. Please check out all my videos. Tell me how I'm wrong. The hardcore Legend of Zelda fans, tell me how I'm wrong. Either way, thank you all so much for watching. Please check out all my videos. I do hope, because one, again, they are referencing, like, a ton of the games in different timelines into this one game. Whether it be Wolf Link as a companion, the old man from the original game, although they say they could be the Red King's thing, but still, I do hope that is like, I do hope at some point that old man will go, it's dangerous to go alone, take this, and he gives you like a potion or something. And then also like the little Deku tree characters or whatever. I am hoping that it's going to kind of balance all together. And like I said with the Sheikah, if the Sheikah are gone completely in the child timeline and adult timeline, but in the Fallen Hero timeline they're still around, it would kind of make sense that the Sheikah during that Fallen Hero timeline create more technology, and possibly in the end their technology is allowed them to possibly, well, because you also have robots, their technology could possibly meld all of the timelines together, possibly opening a portal to the different timelines. And in the end, something happens where it mixes the timelines together, and boom, you have all the timelines merge into one, creating on this new destroyed Hyrule. I don't know. It's just a theory. Don't you dare say game theory. Either way, thank you for watching all my videos, and we will see you later.